Yeah, we're going. Hey man, episode 7 in the building, man.
You're live, man?
Yeah, we're live right now. What's man? So we give it a little second. We promote it, put on Snapchat, Instagram. Let our little intro music play, then we get in right to it from there.
Send me the link.
I sent it to you.
It's not showing up here.
Hey Pat, bro, send him the link.
Send him the link.
And iMessages not showing up?
It's like just your YouTube. It doesn't show me your the live video.
Oh, bro, just go to videos or subscribe. If you subscribe,
The first one you all had 150 views.
Hey man, y'all know what it is. Episode 7 in the building. Let's get it. We got a special guest in here. Come check it out. Y'all know what's going on. Link in bio.
Hey, Haynes is in the building.
I gotta pull it up on here.
Did you get it? Did you get the link, Caleb? Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Did you get the link?
Hey, look at Aiden, man.
Yeah, I got it.
Haynes, man. What to do, y'all?
Is it unlisted?
Huh?
Is it unlisted or private?
Nah, bro.
The
Once
link?
you subscribe to the channel, bro, it should you should be able to go to your subscriptions. You should be able to refresh them. It should pop up.
I'm on my computer and it won't show up. Oh, here we go.
You got it?
Yeah.
Alright, let me know when y'all settle in. Everybody almost good?
Yeah, I'm gonna post this to Instagram and we can go ahead and go.
Man, I'm excited, man. We in for a good episode. Real good episode.
All right, very good episode.
How you good, bro?
Yep, I'm good.
Caleb, you good, bro? Alright, man, it's that time to cue the intro music, man. It's time for us to get it started, man. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Don't Overthink It podcast, man. Tonight is episode 7, man. We've been going 7 days strong with this thing. And we're going to go even harder from here, man. You already know we got some good, entertaining content for you guys tonight. Some nice topics. We even got a special guest in the building, but it's featuring me, Young in the Head, and
Me, Patrick Haynes.
And we got our special guest in the building, Caleb Williams, man. How you doing today, man?
Good. How are y'all? Good to
Man,
see you.
doing pretty good, man. How would you say your days went today?
It's good. It was a busy day. Had church. Sunday, Lord's Day.
Hmm.
Yes,
Had
sir.
church. We had a little birthday party. One of my brothers passed away, so we honored him today, and it was a
Rest in
cool
peace.
day.
Man,
It's a good
that
one.
is
Yeah,
man,
so it was a cool day.
that's unfortunate,
So
I
man.
gotta say before we start the episode, man, this is the happiest I've ever been to see Caleb ever. You should see me when he joined the call. I lit up, bruh. I'm so happy Caleb was here. He is the best guest we ever had on the show. The first guest we ever had on the show. Yes, sir.
thank you. That's a
For some
backhanded
of y'all,
compliment, but I appreciate it.
you're
Man,
welcome,
just in
sir.
episode 7, man. We already getting the guests in here, man. And Pat, go
We
ahead
do
and
have a
introduce
guest on here.
Caleb a little bit, man.
To those of you who do not know who this man is, he is one of the greatest human beings that walks the earth. I'm not even exaggerating when I say that. Photographer, musician, keyboard player, drummer, usher, businessman, educator. This is the one and only Caleb Williams in here, man. You know what I'm saying? We have known Caleb for a very, very long time.
Yes, sir.
And today, especially for any of you guys looking to start your own business, this is the guy to talk to, man. So here we go.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. I appreciate it. It's an
You're
honor
welcome,
to be here.
Man, Pat,
And
how's your day go today, man? How's your day go?
day is going pretty good. Been working all day,
Working all
on
day.
the clock and off the clock. Love to see it.
Hey,
You know
that's
what I
what's
mean?
up, bros. To me,
Yes, sir.
man, I actually spent some time with my brothers today, man. I haven't seen them in a couple months, so you feel me? We went to the movies. Went to go see Fast and Furious 9, man. It's a pretty cool
Yes,
movie.
sir.
It was pretty long, 2 hours and like 20 something minutes. So yeah, that was cool. Then we had to
Yep.
do
No.
some yard
You ever went
work in the
to
morning.
theater for that?
Yeah, the one out here. Yeah, went to the movie theater.
Okay,
Everything's starting to
Nice.
open
that's
up a
what's
little
up,
bit
man.
now. So yeah, man, go ahead, Pat. Go ahead and get into it. About Caleb, man.
Let's get right into it, man. First things first, Caleb does have his own media business. He is a photographer. He does what else do you do?
Videographer.
Videographer.
Video. I mostly do video. I dabble in photography because I mean everything kind of goes hand in hand. If you're a good videographer, you know your way around a camera. You can operate in the photography film, but they are separate. Just
Okay.
Okay.
so you know,
That makes
video.
total sense.
For video stuff, I do more like weddings, commercials, like with big businesses, and then I also help at our church, like making videos, and then just kind of whatever. Try to keep it professional, make it look clean, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But
It's pretty dope.
Okay,
man.
man.
yeah.
So I gotta ask you, man, what put you on the path to start your own business, man?
So funny story. During the quarantine, like my whole life, it's just been sports. Like as you guys know, we played hoop 7 days a week. Like that was all we did. So I thought I was going to leave. Like no, I'm not gonna lie. Like I already
Hey,
knew.
man, hey,
like
we all
I
had
felt
that
like
goal, man. We all had that goal.
Everybody does.
yeah, I was like I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym so much. There's no way I'm not going to leave.
Uh-huh.
And so my whole life, like that's just my mindset. I was like, even if I don't go right away, like I'm gonna try my best. Like I'm gonna play overseas and find my way to G League or whatever I gotta do. So when quarantine hit, it kind of forced like everybody to stop.
Mhm.
Like hoop gyms weren't open the same. I was kind of forced into find stuff like I love. And at the time, my dad, for those of you who don't know, my dad's a chef. So
James,
he was teaching, so James, you know, so he was teaching cooking classes at this school out in Lodi where my mom works. And because everything went digital, like he couldn't like be in person, so he had to do online classes. And because of his busy schedule, there's no way he could have did online classes. So I had this photography. I was taking a photography class, at the time, and I had this little photography camera, really cheap, nothing spectacular. For those of you who know, like video, like quality, it was shot 720p, so that's not even like HD. It's just really basic. 30 frames per second. You can't get no slow motion. It's gonna look choppy, all that stuff. And I had that. I have my iPhone, and we made it work, man. We made videos every week, kind of like some of you would see on like TV, like those little cooking channels where they give you tips, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I had the idea in mind, and like I found these guys on YouTube. They're called full-time filmmakers, and the main thing they push is like it don't matter about your gear. It's just the content you create, and like as you create more content, you'll start upping your gear. And so I just kept that in mind, stuck with it. So I just started finding out how to do like multicam, different angles, but like they're recording at the same time, learning the different ins and outs and all that kind of stuff. And so that's kind of how I got started doing what I do.
Hey man, quick
Nice,
question. What do you think deterred you away from basketball?
I wouldn't say it deterred me away from it, because like I still love the game. I still play for fun.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like that was something I loved enough to do for the rest of my life.
Gotcha.
So like up until that point, I thought I did, but it was just like I used that as a vehicle to kind of get where I'm at. Like the disciplines I've learned from hoop or whatever, it goes hand in hand with business.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't count it as a waste of time, any of that. Like I enjoyed my time with hoop. I put my time in, and then I'm cool. Like I don't feel like I'm missing out not playing college.
All right, man. That's
Same, man. I can definitely relate to that 100%. Like I spoke on this a couple episodes ago when I was saying when the quarantine started, it definitely forced me out of my comfort zone personally. You know what I mean? You take everything that you would do regularly away, and you start doing something completely different, man. It gets kind of ugly at first. You don't really know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Right. But once you start getting the taste of some of this other stuff that life has to offer, it's
Right.
addicting. Right?
You get your first paycheck, and you're like, okay, all right.
Oh man,
This is how it's okay.
I completely
I can
understand
get used
where
to
you
this,
guys
man.
coming from with that one. I
Yeah,
can
exactly.
tell.
No,
because-
like even the little things, like not having to ask my dad for some gas money or some like little stuff that it just like we take for granted.
Yes.
So you don't got it, and then now you got it, and it's like I don't got to worry. I can go out. I got my car. I got my license. Like I can go out without no worries and come home. You know, like it's just something like that I think is so cool when you have your own business. You know, the flexibility.
Sure. Yeah, it's very. It allows
What's up, Jalen?
us to
I
be
see you.
self-sufficient, man. I completely agree with you guys about like finding out different things that life has to offer. But I don't know. Me personally, I just love hoops so much. So like, I'm gonna find my way. My goal is just to play college basketball. That's what I want to do. So while I'm doing the podcast, you know, want to do real estate, physical therapy. I'm working right now. I still want to hoop in college as well. That's just something I feel like once I complete that, then I'll be satisfied with basketball. And then I'll be able to move on to other things in life. But Caleb, we got another question for you though. What is your goal financially in the future, bro? Like, what do you think that you'll feel comfortable with, and like with your family? Like, you want to have a family? Like,
Yeah. I don't know when, but in the future, I plan to obviously get married.
yeah,
But like I don't necessarily have to have everything together when I get married, but I want to be financially stable enough to like support me and my wife, you know?
right.
So it's like, for me, I always tell myself, like, I heard this dude, he said, I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 30. And like, people like were looking at him crazy, like, okay, like, you can calm down a little bit. You're not going to be no millionaire by 30. But like, he had that mindset, and that he had that mindset, yeah, for real. But he had that mindset, and like he became a millionaire by the age of 28. Like he had that in his mind. Like he had a process of which he was like working towards. And so I kind of adopted that mindset. So by the time I'm 30, I plan to be a millionaire. And it's not just going to be like, oh, I'm going to be treating weddings my whole life. Like, no, I'm going to be helping businesses promote, like not just create videos for them, create ads so that I'm going to be promoting their business as well. And then through that, hire more videographers and have a chain of videographers throughout the whole Northern Carolina to the nation, to where I have a big network. And then all that is just money coming in. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
right.
not just one avenue. And that's like one thing, if I can give a tip to a entrepreneur or like new business person, you have to have multiple ways of income. It can't just be one
See,
thing
that's why we
because
got you on here, man. You think just like us, man. Hey, man, that's what we like to hear, Pat. What else you got for Caleb, man?
Yes, sir, man. Like if you have, I try to say it all the time, man. One source of income is too close to no source of income. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They cut that off. You're broke again. You know what I mean? So you'll always be constantly trying to get more than one source of income, man. I love to hear that. So with that being said, you did say for anybody looking to start their own business, make sure you have multiple sources of income. Do you have any tips on what those should be?
So one thing, my dad, like he's a businessman, so I can kind of bounce my ideas off of somebody that's actually doing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we were just talking about, stock. So, I think it's AMC or the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
Their stock is going to go up tremendously because they're opening up.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think there's only a couple, there's like 2 or 3, like still like movie theaters that are still like booming. So you have to find like the high in demand priority stuff and then start investing in that. Just like Bitcoin. When Bitcoin first came out, they were like 10 cents a share. And so people bought 10,000 of them for 10 cents. Or then they're like half a cent. I'm sorry. They're like half a cent. And they bought 10,000 and then became millionaires because it just blew up. You know? So it's like, you got to kind of think ahead, like your name, Young and Ahead.
Yeah,
like,
man.
You got to think ahead on where, like, you think and then invest there. And I don't know if I've never done it, but I've heard, like, I've done a lot of research. And so I'm excited to kind of go in that route with investing. And then, as far as like different, what was your question again? You were asking about like different incomes.
Yeah, I was just asking, what do you think those sources of income should be?
So you got to find like the thing that kind of goes with your niche. So for me, I'm going to do video, but like if you're a business owner and you want me to create you a video, but you got 2 followers on Instagram, like how is that going to help? So basically I would make a video for you,
Mm-hmm.
charge you the promotion fee, basically not just promote it on my social media, but promote it through YouTube, Facebook ads. And then that way it gets more traffic. And then with YouTube and Facebook, you can use targeted ads. So basically whatever the fee is, I'll just charge them a service fee to run those ads for them. And there's other ways too, but those are the main ones that I would use.
Okay, definitely.
And this is not just me making this up. This is people that have been making money doing this stuff. But it's out there.
Definitely, for sure, man. Hey, man. Hey, we like to hear. We like what you're talking about right now. It is music to our ears right now, man. We like this. Hey, I guarantee you. I'm not sure for you, Pat, but I'm learning some stuff that I didn't already know already from you. So I'm glad that we have you on here, man. I got a question for you.
Hold up, man. This man is in here dropping bombs. We got a total of 9 live viewers. We got 2 likes. All right,
Hey.
You just learned how to start your own business, how to get multiple streams of income, how to be.
Hold on, you got 3 likes.
Where else you gonna learn how to do this right now, man? Come on,
man.
get off of TikTok and like the video right now, and come learn how to make some bread. Come on now, man.
Hold up, man. We got 6 likes now. Okay, that's what I'm talking
Love to
about,
see
man.
it.
Keep liking
Help
up
us
the
in-
vid, man. Caleb Williams in here.
Dropping bombs.
Dropping gems.
Come on, man.
Man, all right,
Yes,
let me go
sir.
ahead and ask my question for you,
It's too
man.
kind.
In 5 years from now, bro, where do you see yourself? Just 5 years from now. We know we talked about a little stuff that you're going to get into like later on in life, but like just 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
I mean, so I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's older. He's like, I think 29 or something like that. And I was talking to him. I was like, all right, so by the time I graduate, I'll probably be married. I already have my business, all this kind of stuff, like out of college. And he was like, don't put necessarily limits on where you're going to be at in the next 5 years. I have goals. Like I said, I want to be a millionaire by the age of 30.
Right.
But necessarily, like, I see my business growing to a certain extent, but I don't necessarily want to limit where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can see my business growing where I'm doing like, 20 20 to 30 weddings a year, have other videographers I hire as freelancers, sorry. But I mean, who knows? Like, I just met with a guy Friday to start doing real estate photography and videography. So like a phone, like what's the word? A new business proposition is a phone call away. So like, I don't really know, but I'm open, constantly like building. I'm starting to build my, what's the word? Website and portfolio for people to see. So I'm out there. I'm just up in the air to see kind of where I'm at.
Okay,
And the
another
next,
little small question for you. Just like you were talking about, like
yeah.
connecting with people. How important do you think networking is, especially in the business that you're in and position that you're in right now? How important do you think that really is?
So every person, and this is why it's so important to be a good person, like a kind person, because if you do business with, let's say, weddings, right? You do like a great job at this wedding. You're super kind to the bride, groom. Like, you're just happy. You're a joy to be around. She's gonna refer you to all her friends getting married the next week.
Right.
So like you like, I've gotten, I think the last wedding I did, dude stopped me and he's like, "Hey, you're a great kid. I like your spirit. Here's my number. Hit me up. Let's do business." Like, it's just that easy. So I had this teacher in 8th grade at Vineyard, and he's like the main source of a lot of the clientele I get, because we just had a good relationship. He liked me. He liked how I did business. I learned how to do business through my dad. Do it clean. Make sure you have invoices. Make sure you have everything. It's hard to be being recognized as a good business person if you're doing stuff shady. Like, if you're like, "Oh no, I only take cash. I only do it this way." Like, you got to make sure you have all your stuff in place, that you look like, if you email a big business and you're saying, they're like, "Okay, send me your invoice, send me your insurance policy number," all this stuff. And you're like, "I don't know what that is." Like, you need to know, you didn't have all that stuff in place, that you're going to be looked at as a big business. Like, you can look at C-Dub's films and see like, "Oh, it's this big business," but really it's just me, you know?
Yeah.
But because of the outside looking in, it looks like so professional. It's because you have all those things in place. You know what I'm saying? So your question, that didn't even like connect to your question at all, but I just went on the rabbit trail.
Hey man,
but your question as far as networking,
keep talking. That's fine with me, man. You give me some information.
Networking, it's important to just be a good person, and that, like, other clients will like the way you do business, and then they'll want to hire you because of the way you do business.
I completely agree with that, because, man, just even working at Walgreens, bro, the reason why I'm getting connected with real estate people, I've gotten offered to work at a furniture place, and that are people that are making like close to 6 figures, bro. And like, I got people who are asking me for construction, people for like just like lawn work and stuff like that. Just for being nice to them, and just for like asking them how's their day, and just not having an attitude, and just being a genuine person when they walk in the store, and giving them a good experience. And that's just opening up doors for me that I never thought that would open, just by talking to people in a nice way.
Right, exactly. And people like want to do business with good people. Like, you don't want to feel like you're gonna get like shagged or like burnt if you're doing business with a person because they seem shady or whatever. Like, it's not cool, because this is what happens. Like, just say I did a job for super cheap, but it's a client that I'll have forever. Like, I'm gonna keep doing that job rather than try to burn this dude for, $1,000 and never see him again. And that's the last time I do. And then he tells all these people, "Don't do business with this person,"
Yeah.
So it's never good to be shady or that kind of stuff, because you don't last as a business owner. You just don't.
100%, bro. I completely agree with that, man.
Team, man. Okay, this is an outstanding podcast, bro. So far, there's a lot of stuff going on the chat is not seeing. Man.
Hey, we got 9 viewers. It went down to 2, back to 9. Okay.
It's a lot of stuff
Hey,
going
man,
on right
hold
now.
up. I'm seeing, 9, bro. Yeah, man. Let's keep it up, man. Hey, keep promoting the podcast, man. We're young and up and coming. Best podcast in 209, man. And Patrick, let us know what else we talking about, man.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. So we went over the power of a network, right? 100% agree with that. We went over young entrepreneurs trying to start their own business, right? Do you have anything or actually, no, scratch that, man. You talked about your dad quite a bit, right? And I want to ask, like, how big of an influence has he been in the whole process? It seems like it's been a lot, but
oh man, like 100%. Like if it's I'm under his corporation, so he has J Williams Events, and then under that he has CJ's Kitchen, and then C-Dep's Films. So I'm still kind of blanketed under them. If anybody tries to sue me or do nothing crazy, like I'm with my dad, so we're business partners. But like everything I know, this is why I know so much about business, because I glean towards what he says. Like I'm listening, I talk to him business, like, hey, this person hit me up trying to do this job. Like, what do you think about this? Or I just connected with this person. Like, what do you think? And that relationship where I know it's my dad. Like, there's no way he's gonna steer me wrong, because we have he's not gonna try to take money from me. Like, he believes in me. And so, with that, like, he's given me advice with like how to get started, give encouragement when I felt like money wasn't coming in like I wanted to. Like, I've been doing this for a year, and like it's easy to get discouraged in the beginning. So, like, definitely having that support from him has been huge. Like, even he bought me my first like editing computer. So from the start, like he trusted that. He saw what I did. He saw the potential I had in this field.
Oh no. Oh no. Pat, bro, what happened to the... Bro, hurry up and send me an invite to another Zoom meeting, bro.
I got you, man.
All right, bro. Let me call Caleb. Bro, hey, bro, hello.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Man, oh, bro, so you were lying. Oh, bro, that's crazy, bro. Oh, we was doing so good, man.
Just make a new chat.
That's what I said. I told Pat to send me a new one right now. Yeah, dang, that's so crazy. Oh, but I'm gonna keep the stream going though. Hold on, let me call back Pat. Hold on, bro. Hey, bro, did you send it?
I'm trying to figure out what just happened, bro.
Bro, it just ended. Bro, it's good, bro. It's all good, bro. 40 minutes. I think we should get enough information in 40 minutes, bro.
I got another one set up. We're good to go. This is crazy that the chat is still here, bro.
Yeah, bro. Hurry up and send it so we can re-entertain the people, bro.
We gotta get them back. I got you. All right, I'm gonna send it back. Oh man.
You sent it?
Boom, got one to you. Listen one to Caleb real quick.
You said what?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
All right, bet.
Chat. Oh man.
Hold up, bro. I'm not seeing it.
Bro, we are.
Oh, I just got it now.
This is crazy.
Wow.
This is crazy, bro.
All right, bet. So you sent it to Caleb?
Just sent it to Caleb. Yep.
All right, bet. Oh man, chat, man, we are so. Oh my goodness, man.
Oh man.
Hey, shout out to the people who still stayed in here, man.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Oh, we appreciate that. Hold up. Oh, I'm tripping. Hey man, shout out to everybody who stayed in here, man.
Shout
I
out
don't
to the chat.
know what happened.
You guys are great.
Hey man, hey, where do we leave off, man?
Hey,
That
bro.
is so crazy.
Right.
Wow, man.
We're back.
We're back.
Hey man, we're back. Sorry about that chat, man. Hey, we
That's
had
the
to pay
most
some
viewers
bills
we had.
real
That was
quick.
the most drama we had on the podcast.
We are peaking right now, bro. We got the best
Man,
chat in the
man, hey
YouTube.
man,
We
it's
got
bro,
the
it's
best chat
Caleb,
on
bro.
YouTube.
Hey man, Caleb is over here popping off for us right now, man.
Caleb is popping off. Let's go.
Bro,
we right back into
16?
it.
16? What?
Like we never
Hey,
left off.
bro.
Hey man, it's been the most viewers in there, man. So hey, bro, where did we leave off at, man?
Caleb was talking to us about how his dad has been such a big influence on his life, man, or on his business per se. Yeah.
Yeah. That was crazy, man. Anyway,
Bro, we only at
Anyways,
31 minutes.
basically, to sum it all up, he's a big support. As far as knowledge, business-minded, financially invested into me, and just all around, just there. If I ever kind of ran it, there was like, it's never a thing where I don't know what to do. Like if I know what to do, I can kind of run to my dad and say, hey, like, what do you do in this situation? Because he's been in there before.
I
So-
got you. For sure, that sounds good.
It's a cool support system I got.
Yeah. Bro, that's pretty dope, man. Pat, don't you have something else, bro?
I do have one more thing. So you were talking about wanting to eventually bring on some freelance photographers under yourself, right? So with that,
Right.
what would you say to somebody just getting into this photography business, right? Someone who wants to do this, maybe want to work under you, right? For somebody who's just getting their feet where they have no experience, what would you tell them to do?
So this is what happened to me. So through that teacher, his name is Mr. A or Ryan. Now, so since I graduated, he said call him by his first name. So, Ryan, he has been a huge part. So I told him like kind of what I wanted to do. He networked me with another guy who does weddings, like 20 weddings a year, kind of what I wanted to do. And so he was super cool. He said, hey, I have this kid. He's super passionate about videography. He wants to learn. And so I met him. So the main thing I would do is find your niche that you want to get into and then find a mentor that you can kind of glean on. So I went on job shadows with him.
Mhm.
And so if there's ever anybody that has a passion, you can't just be like, oh, like, I kind of want to do it. I'm like, if you really are serious about it, like you've done your research, you kind of know your way around a camera and you're super passionate about it, like find somebody you can shadow that's already doing it. Because online courses are cool. I did that for a while, but it's like nothing like hands-on experience when you can kind of be there. Like, what do I do in this situation? What do I do if my battery dies? And all this stuff that happens on the fly that you got to learn for what I do. So if I can give any photographers, videographers, any advice, do your research, find out if this is really what you want to do, because it's a lot of work. It's like you shoot, and then editing is another battle you got to learn, So if that's really what you want to do, find somebody you can glean on that's doing it, and then just shadow them, and then see if they have opportunities for you, because more often than not, they're going to have opportunities that you can kind of, just kind of, what's the word? Shadow and become like one of their.
And I got you. All right. Yeah, man, 100%, man. I completely understand that. I completely agree with that. And that was some knowledge, man, that a lot of these young people need to hear. But I got another question for you, bro.
Before you do that, I do want to give a little reply. I am so glad you made the point about the business aspect of this, man. Like, I hear a lot of people talk about starting a business or starting like side hustles and stuff like that, thinking it's like a fun thing to get into. It's all stress all the time, bro. It's constantly fires you got to put out. It's not really a whole lot of fun in it. You got to have fun with the little stuff.
Well, I yes, to a certain extent, but once you got everything in place, like I think the stressful part is when you don't like got things in place. Like you're kind of scrambling. You don't have a calendar, or like if you're not organized with your stuff,
Or your podcast crashes.
Yeah, if you got,
Hey,
you got
man,
a
we gotta
podcast
figure that out,
only
man.
goes
That's
for 40
not okay.
minutes, then you got issues. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
But you got to. It's organizing is another part of your business. Like you got to have like your hours set. Like I'm only gonna work from this time to this time. Because if you try to just work out, crank out 12 hours, you're gonna burn yourself out and lose your passion. So definitely, word of advice for any entrepreneur trying to grind: have a day off. My day off, I didn't believe that. Like, I didn't think I needed a day off. I was like, I'm just going to work. Like, I'm young. Like, I'll just work until I need to stop. Like, you're going to be cool for a while, and then you're going to start getting tired. You're going to start, like, losing your joy. So my day off is Monday because I don't like Mondays. So Mondays I just use to relax. No editing. I'll go to the gym, but, like, that's about it. Like, it's just my day to chill kind of for me, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So organization and have time to rest, because you're gonna kill yourself if you don't.
Hey man,
we might need that, because you're talking to two guys who are going hard right
yeah,
now.
Man, we're going hard with this podcast stuff, bro. Man, we've been 7 episodes straight, bro. We've been going live, bro. Seven.
But I think this is cool. This is chill, because it's a place where you guys can kind of bounce ideas off of, interact with chat, and it's not a whole lot of stress you got unless your podcast crashes. But other than that, it's cool.
Hey man, yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with it though. Like, to be honest, it's been really, really, really fun, man. It's something that I can see us really doing in the future, man. Like, especially how this is set up, it's doing pretty well for us right now, man. I feel like this
maybe we can make it a whole like video thing and make it professional.
Man, hey, that's the goal, man. Sir. Hey, Pat, the goal is to get a studio, man. And make bro get celebrities in here, you know, the whole 9.
100%. We got the. You see the power of the connections already. You see what's going on. You know what I mean? These are just regular people, you know, man. Imagine what happens when people become powerful, and that's what this podcast is all about, man. We're giving you guys everything you need to become great people of the world, man. 100%.
Yeah. If I could say one thing, my faith is very important to me. So all glory to God. God opened up the doors for me to have my business, sent the right people at the right times. So 100%, like without God, none of this is possible. So I don't know what like the viewers believe, but I know for me, that's working for me. So then I'm not going away from none of that, you know?
Hey,
so,
man, the Lord is first, man. I'm a big believer in that as well. I got another question, man. What is one thing that you have to accomplish in your life to be satisfied with it?
Satisfied? Let's see. I don't know. Because I don't know, at least for basketball terms, for all my athletes in the chat, we're taught never to be satisfied. Like, you keep grinding till you don't stop, you know? Right. I think for me, if I'm at the point in my life to be like comfortable, like I don't have to worry about rent. I don't have to worry about, like, I have a nice property. I have my family.
Buy you a house.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even paying rent. I'm buying myself a house.
Exactly, man.
I can take care of my family. That's one thing. Like, I want to be able to bless people the same way that people poured into me growing up.
Right.
So I think that's where I would be content. Like, thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. I think that's where I'd be content. Like, I would be able to bless other people and pour into younger entrepreneurs, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's another great topic. Like, what do you feel is next? Like, for like the next generation? Because, like, I mean, to be honest, like, we're next up, but like for after us, like, what do you think will be like next? How do you feel like the kids will be brought up and like conditioned? Because like the way that we're thinking, it's like, how are our kids going to think? How do you think, like, what are you going to instill in your children to believe in and to think when?
So from a young age, like my dad, he taught us like how to make money. Literally, like I wanted basketball shoes I wanted soccer cleats. I never. He never bought them for me. He bought me a box of Rice Krispie treats, $5, and told me to sell them after church. And each box I would make $30.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I would whatever. He invested the first box of Rice Krispie treats. I made $5 for another box until I had the money to buy my own soccer cleats. So I've been making money since I was 12, 13 years old, or even I think it was like 9, 10, because of the principles my dad taught me. So like, and it wasn't because he didn't want to buy us shoes. He was just teaching us how to make money. Like it feels better when you buy stuff yourself because you made it, you know?
Yes.
So that's one thing that he taught me. And so from now, like, I understand like the profit margin and like you have to invest to make a profit and stuff like that. And so that's one thing I'm going to teach my children is like, sure, like there's stuff that like mom and dad's going to buy, but there's stuff that you're going to have to work for yourself, you know?
That was very, very well said, man. I didn't have to go through that, man, when it comes to like learning how to make money from that way, but I've had a lot of talks with my parents. They talk to me a lot of like the business side, and like since being an African American kid, you know, things will be a little different for me. And like my mom is a big believer in our African American heritage, so she's always taught me like growing up that I want to be able to buy my own house, want to buy land, because you know my ancestors didn't get to do that. And establishing generational wealth is something that is very huge, and that we talk about a lot, and credit and stuff like that, because that's something that's going to benefit my kids and the generations that come after me.
That's really good. Good credit is important too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for any. And this is stuff I've learned. I've never, like, with the stock market stuff, the credit. I don't have no credit or nothing. But this is stuff that I've heard from people that are doing it. Like, my barber, he told me he bought, like, 2 plane tickets to Texas for, like, $20. And I was like, okay. Like, he said it's because of his credit. He has some kind of airline credit, but he has really good credit. And so he has a house, he has brand new cars, all this stuff. Because he has good credit. So it's a very important, at least for a business, like you can invest back into your business with good credit.
Hey, man.
Right. Whoever said you don't need credit, he is a liar.
Yes, yes, he is. His credit.
Talk about stress. Talk about stress. If you have bad credit and you're trying to pay off loans and all that kind of stuff,
you can't do nothing.
Terrible.
I'm learning how to set that
stressful
up
way
right
ever.
now. I don't really know too much about credit.
Hold on. I think my parents are tuning into the podcast.
Hey man, I see that like I see that from my mom. Like she's like showing me the ropes of credit, paying off student loans and all that, paying off her debt because she's trying to buy a house. So it's like it's really great, and I'm really so grateful to have my mom in that position that she can show me these things. So when I get this age, that I'm already like this with it, like, cause this is stuff that she didn't learn when she was my age, and now she's instilling it into me. So now that's just gonna set me up for a greater purpose to achieve when I get her age.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So Caleb, man, I got another question for you, bro. What is
like
the
this is cool. I like this.
What is the app? Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. What is the most app? What is the most thing? Like the most important thing, bro? One thing, most important thing that you can't live without.
God, that's the one thing. I mean.
Well said, man. Well
God.
said. God, man. The Lord, man. Keep the Lord first, man. And everything will pay, pay this way, man.
I think somebody said it in the chat. They said, I missed it. It was Proverbs something.
Oh, yeah,
Proverbs 3:5-6. She said, acknowledge him and he shall direct your path. And that's 100%. Like, glory to God. Like I said.
That is Mama Haynes. Hello, mother.
My mom was in here, man. Shout out to my mom, man. Love you. I'll see you tomorrow. You got something else for Mr. Williams? Mr. Williams in the building. You got something else for him? Because I got a few more questions lined up.
That's my two-way. Yes, sir.
I just let the chat know. This is crazy, man. You've heard it all here. You know what I'm saying? You hear what Caleb is about, man. God, money, God, money, God, money. This man is in our corner. All right. I don't know if you got guys like this on your team, but how are you can't beat this guy, okay?
Really
Just
can't.
God and money, that's all it's about. You're not gonna beat
God, family, and money.
Has
Hold on.
all the
We
need our
man.
priorities
God,
straight.
family, and money, man. Has all. Little personal question, actually. What would you say your we know you have younger siblings. For those of you who don't know, Caleb has younger siblings. Two younger brothers, correct? Right.
Mhm.
What is something that you are teaching them that will help them, be better than you? Because obviously, as somebody, as like authoritative figure, you're not saying like you like will whoop them if they do something bad, but you're their big brother, so you
Right.
like kind of pave the way from and show them like the ropes of life from the perspective that you're in right now. Like, what is something that you're showing them that they need to, or just things that you're teaching them?
So Christopher, it's funny because he's seen me doing my business, and he's like very like excited. He's trying to make money too, but he just don't know how. And so he's super good at cleaning, and so he started his own. He's in the process of starting his own car detailing business.
Okay, that's
And
real
for those
good.
of you that don't know my brother, Christopher is very charismatic. He's very like outgoing, and that's one thing. He's
Yes,
not
yes,
as bold
yes.
as I'm not as bold as him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you should see him at the church camps, man. Like, he'll talk to this girl, that girl. It's like he just don't care. Like he's just bold.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love Chris, man.
Bro,
Gotta
I
love
didn't
him.
see Chris roast grown men to their face, man. Chris,
Yeah, like he don't care. And so in the business mind, like you got to have very thick skin because there's gonna be people who say no to you, and you can't be like, oh, well, no one ever wants their car detailed, you know. So you got to be very open minded, and because of he thinks like that, like he's just like go go go. So I think he's gonna do well with his business, doing the car detailing because he's not afraid to hear no, you know.
All right.
And Jordan, Jordan's asleep right now, but Jordan, I don't know necessarily where he's gonna be,
Whole
but the
life
same
ahead
way,
of him,
I mean,
man. Whole life ahead of him.
he's gonna be a little businessman too. Like he's following his big brothers. He probably gonna be a better hooper. Like, don't tell him I said this, but this man has a nice jump shot for 5 years old.
Hey, man, we'll see where he's at, man. 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now, when he enters the middle school age, when you can see the little
Right.
personality pop out more, man. That's ooh, that's scary, man. Something that's gonna be really interesting to watch, man. Probably got another question for him. If not, I got something else lined up for him.
I don't. I ran through everything I had.
Hey, man, Caleb, okay, I've talked about the money standpoint, but let's just talk about like I think you kind of touched on this, but I said like the question is, what is your ideal living situation? Like towards house, car, family, how do you want that all to be set up?
So I actually talked to my girlfriend about this because like I was just trying to get ideas of like living and stuff like this. What's so funny?
Nah, bro. Hey, bro, nah. It's just the face I made, man. Keep going, bro. Keep going. Just all laughs
Anyways,
and giggles.
like we were kind of telling each other like our dreams on like what we would see like in the future or whatever. And so like my mindset, like whoever I marry, like just I want to have a big house, a ranch property, maybe some cattle. I don't know, but I definitely want to have a big family. And so the way I would support that big family is financially, like my business doing well.
Yeah.
So it all depends on how I believe in my business that it's going to go that way. But at the same time, like if I have to live in an apartment for the first couple of years, like I'm cool with the process. I'm cool with trusting the process. But that's the end all. Like I want to have a big property. I want to be able to invite people over, have like little cool get-togethers, family get-togethers, and take care of my parents. Like if I had like a big property and I had like a little, I like house, a nice house, you know, on the property, kind of like the Ball brother mansion, where they kind of all together, but
they
they're separate.
have huge,
Like that would be cool to
property.
me, like, cause I'm a big family person.
Yeah,
So
totally agree with that.
like I want to be close with my family, not necessarily them living in my house or I live in their house, but them being kind of like around.
Yeah, but like very near and very like
Yeah,
couple minute drive away, 5 10 minutes. I
exactly. Like
completely agree with that, man.
that'd be cool.
I got another thing for you, man. This is a little off topic from the business aspect, but if you were given the opportunity to meet 3 celebrities, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Kobe, for sure.
Yes, sir.
I want to know, like, everybody talks about his mentality, but like I want to see it. Like,
You want to pick
okay,
his brain?
I've seen it in the game, like, but I want to see it. Like, I want to talk to him and kind of understand why he thinks the way he thinks. You know.
Right.
Probably Bishop T.D. Jakes. He's a preacher.
Okay.
He's also a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
So understanding the balance between like serving God and business, like understanding like just a balance with it. So talking to him, and then the third, I'm trying to think. Maybe Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson.
Another basketball mind, businessman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or Shaq. Shaq's cool too. Shaq's funny.
Okay, so Shaq is the alternative, but we got Magic and Kobe, and then, I'm sorry, what was the pastor's name?
Bishop T.D. Jakes. He's a
Bishop
big
T.D.
preacher.
Jake, man. You heard it from Caleb, man.
Yeah.
Last question I got for you, man. I don't know how you feel about this. If you don't want to answer it, you don't have to answer it. It's okay. We kind of went over it earlier. But no offense to your girlfriend, man. Caleb loves you so very much. One has to go. Your girlfriend or your career, and why?
My girlfriend or my career. So I'm assuming my girlfriend would be interfering with my career. That's why I have to let it go, right?
Let's just say hypothetical.
Yeah.
That
if it ever got to the point where my own dreams got stopped by the person I'm with, yeah, she'd have to go.
Chill out. Chill out. Hey man, this is no disrespect.
I don't think I'm not in that situation, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, man, no disrespect to your girlfriend, man. Just a little question that we want to ask. That was a little spicy, man. Much respect to your girlfriend, man.
All about the money. I didn't know what he was gonna say. That's why I reacted like, right, where that was gonna go. I'm gonna be real, bro.
I'm gonna get a text from her right now and tell you, really?
Hey man, we're trying to keep it respectful as possible. If I got you in the lose something because of that question, tell her I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. It's all for the entertainment. No hard feelings at all.
We do have a question in the chat. I do want to answer that.
What's the question?
Yeah,
Mama
I got some questions for y'all too.
Oh, okay, good, man. Go ahead. Ask away.
All right, chat. We're gonna answer your questions at the end. All right, go ahead, Caleb.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask us.
So what are your Barry? I'll start with you.
Yes, sir.
What would you say? I'm gonna ask kind of the questions you asked me as far as where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you think you'll see yourself financially?
So 5 years financially. I plan on, of course, graduating college, right, with my physical therapy degree. After I graduate college, during college, right, I want to have my brand, my Young and Ahead brand. I've already been talking to my dad about it right now. We're getting my shirts together, getting my name printed on them. So I want to have that in college, and I want to leverage off the students that are already in my college, become cool with them, stuff like that, so I can make business off of my peers, basically. So then that's going to eventually branch out from my business. Then after that, after graduating college, then I want to see if I can get into internships or see where I can get a job or end up going back to school for probably a master's for physical therapy. But right now, I just want to stick with the regular bachelor's right now and see like what the playing field is for like salary wise. So I want to work under somebody for as shortest time as possible. And like how you're saying, mirror somebody who's been in that situation before when it comes to wanting to build a business off physical therapy. That's exactly what I want to do. So I can't really say like I will be very wealthy in 5 years, but I will say that I'll be on that path to being a millionaire by the time I'm 30. So
Yeah,
that's what I have for that.
that's what's up.
Nice.
Patrick?
All right, so for me, man, 5 years, how was that? 18, 19, 20, 21,
So
22 years.
22 or 23,
23,
whatever you
yeah,
want to call
23,
it.
yeah.
23 years old, man. So right now, I do work as a cashier
I think you guys speak
at
a
a
little bit in
restaurant.
the mic, bro, so we can hear you a little bit better.
I do work as a cashier at a restaurant right now, currently, right? And I am working to join an online network called the War Room, right? We've already talked about how important a network is, and what the War Room is. It is a network of highly ambitious men, all from around about 54 countries all over the globe, right? And ranging from all different ranges of life, right? Guys who were like verified multimillionaires to guys like me who are young, 17, 18 years old. And the reason I enjoy this is because it's all about working to actually get to where you want to be and pushing each other forward. It's all receipt based, right? So anyone who does not show results gets kicked out, you know what I mean? So I do very much believe the War Room is going to change my life, do what I do, you know what I mean? And I do also believe in backup plans, you know what I mean? If that doesn't work out for whatever reason, I was already looking to join the military, you know what I mean? So I will definitely go back and do that, get my schooling paid for free, and either become a aircraft mechanic or become a doctor, man. So yeah, I do
I also
know.
forgot about my real estate as well. Real estate is going to be a part of my life as well when I get out of college. Reason why I didn't start doing it right now with the real estate license is because I'm gonna be in Oklahoma for college, and I want to know where I'm going to stay at permanently not permanently, but at least 5 to 10 years before I get my real estate license. Because I don't want to be moving all over the country. Because you have to get your real estate license for that country. I mean, not for that country. I'm sorry, for that state. So,
Actually, I would get yours in Texas, man. You could buy a house out there for a bag of chips and a couple rocks.
Hey, no cap, bro, no cap. But yeah,
no, for real,
bro.
I
I'm
went
gonna
to
get
Texas.
it for Texas.
I went to Texas and I filled up my gas tank for $25, man. I was seriously, I was like, man, I stared at the gas tank like, man, this really happened? Like,
no, I just spent $50 the other day, and like, you know how like you're when you're filling up your gas, it stops when it's full. Like, it didn't even stop. Like the whole $50 went into my gas tank. I probably would have got like another $5, $6, $7, $8 off of that though, just to go inside my gas tank. So
let me grab my phone charger real quick.
Hey man, all good, man. Kev's gonna go do something real quick, man.
Yes, sir. Chat did ask a question. It says, my question to all of you is, how will you continue furthering your knowledge for your business ventures from LaShawn Haynes? We can go ahead and I'll answer first since our guest is busy. How do you continue to further your knowledge for your business ventures? Easy, through mentorship, continuing to learn. I think at this point in life, right, all of us are pretty young. At this point in life, I do go into things expecting to fail. Not necessarily, but like, I shouldn't say that, right? I'm pretty bold to know who I am, right? Very confident man. But failure doesn't really faze me. You know what I mean? I'm fine to just fall on my face 1,000 times and keep going. That's my whole motto. Just keep going, right? So that's how I plan to continue furthering my knowledge for business ventures.
And right, for me, all right, were you done? Are you done?
I am done. Yes.
Okay, I would say for me, continuing to doing research. I am a big advocate of YouTube and just Google period, because YouTube, you can find a lot of knowledge on there. And then just, of course, with Googling stuff, and you know how you're talking about the mentors, talking to people in person, trying to get more in-person interactions with people that have been in my same exact spot, so they can show me the ways and how they did things. And so pick people's brains that have more knowledge than me and what I'm trying to get into.
Right. I think Eric said rank yourself.
You know.
Oh wait, no, that was
I
think for me, I think for me, like, definitely don't ever get too prideful to the point where people can't tell you nothing. So like, you can grow your business to be yay high, but if somebody that has some knowledge like wants to pour into you, like, don't ever be like that guy that just doesn't want to hear it.
Never be closed-minded.
I remember I went to this guy he said he worked in cinema for this long time. He was capping. He didn't work in no cinema. But I went to his house and I was trying to, still with the open mindset, I ended up learning something that I didn't know. Even though I kind of knew he didn't know what he was talking about, I got access to an online course. So it was like, you can find resources through unlikely resources. Like, you're not expecting to get something out of this guy. Like, just be open-minded and really, like, don't ever get to the point where no one can tell you nothing. Because there's always growth. There's always room for growth.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like when it's all said and done, man, and we're, where we're supposed to be at, we're gone. It's the end of our time, man. We won't even have discovered about 10% of the world's knowledge, man. So there's always room for stepping up. And anyway, even when you're 95, 100 years old, man, and you only have so little time left, man, there's always room for growth.
Oh, one thing, sorry. What? Hold on, Patrick.
I disagree. I 100% want to get to a point to where I can genuinely feel like people can't tell me anything. It's serving me well, man. I want to be able to look somebody in the face and tell them I have been alive for 5,000 years and mean it with everything in my body. 100%. What can you say to me?
Hey, man.
I haven't.
To each their own. But to each their own. But I would keep my own advice to myself is just stay open-minded, seek wisdom from people that have done it, but you can't always take everybody's advice. You got to look at kind of what they do, and see like how it's working out for them. If they're talking all this big, like, hey, I got this idea, you should invest all your money into this, and they're broke. Like, that's not a good person. Yeah. You got to find people that are really doing it and see and make logical sense. And then one thing for people that are trying to, because this is what I did. I was like, oh, I'm trying to make money. Go on YouTube. This dude's over here telling me like, oh yeah, just do this, this, and this, and you're gonna be rich. That stuff don't work. Like, you got to have, like, if there's something, I think Patrick, we were talking about this. It's like, if you don't put actual work into something, like, don't expect like major gain. So like all this get rich quick schemes, like, those are fake.
Yeah, those are very fake. A lot of the people that you've seen who's really gotten it, like the correct way, like, you see them at the finish line. And so what I think for a lot of us young people, we get so wrapped up in quick results. So that's why I feel like a lot of us young people, why we give up at certain things and why we don't stay consistent, just because we get discouraged because we're not seeing growth in a month or two. You feel me?
Exactly.
100%, man. And like, bringing it back to basketball, right? There is a famous coach named John Wooden. He has a quote called "Be fast and not in a hurry." Right? So what does that mean, right? Because I'm a big advocate of being impatient for results. But so here's what I explain, right? Because I feel like a lot of people will use the term like, oh, like, be patient, it's not going to all come. They use that to wait and not do anything. You know what I mean? I think you should push the issue. I'm a big advocate in major improvements, right? Your life is not going to change overnight, no, right? But one thing that I have learned from playing basketball and just living life in general, if you are finding it difficult to make improvements, you need a new method of practice. You need to change something. 100%, man. So yeah, be impatient, but also be impatient and patient at the same time. Don't overthink that.
You just gotta be, don't overthink it. Hey, you gotta be efficient. I think efficient, like, you gotta, like, if you are practicing for 60 hours a week and anything you do, but you're practicing wrong, like, that's just a waste of time. Like, you gotta make sure whatever you're practicing, whatever you're doing, it's worth your time and you're making steps towards your goal. Be quick, but not in a hurry.
That's the actual Haynes. Thank you, sir.
Hey,
that is Papa Haynes in the chat. Hello.
Hey man.
Yeah, that's
Well said by all of us, man. I think this was a very, 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 very outstanding podcast,
fire
man.
episode, man.
This is so dope, man. Episode 7 was very lit,
It was
man.
fun, man. It was
Man,
fun.
Caleb, man, we thank you, man, for being on here, man. You really
Thank you for the opportunity. We're gonna have to do this again soon.
Oh, for
Yes,
sure,
we
bro.
will.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure. We
it's
gonna
gonna
have to do this
return.
again, man. Hey,
I heard rumors Buster's gonna be on this podcast.
oh yeah, we're gonna get Buster on here soon. We actually, hey, to be honest, we got a small itinerary of people lined up already, man. Credits to Patrick, man. He's been networking and making big moves, man, and getting some people to get on here, man.
We have a great guest.
I mean, I think what you guys are doing is cool. The definitely like the young entrepreneur train is something that is needed because, man, like the next 5-6 years is gonna be us.
Yes, sir.
Like, our parents are starting to go towards retirement age and stuff like that. Like this, we're the next generation. If we're getting the knowledge now to start a business, like people are waiting till after college to start like understanding this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important. Like I started making money when I was little. The principles my dad taught me kind of set me up for where I'm at now. Dabs in the chat.
100%. Those in the chat, man. Like I'm so glad you said that. Like I thank you for loving the vision. You know what I mean? Because this podcast started off as me and Mari just bouncing ideas off each other. You know what I mean?
Man, just
and
having a regular conversation.
100%. Mari came up with the idea. Bruh, let's put a camera in front of us. Let's start going.
Man, I was literally thinking of new ways to like just make money, like a side hustle besides the job, man. We already had talked about the podcast before, like some months ago. It was gonna be me, Jay, and Pat. But I was like, I told Pat, I was like, one day, bro, I was like, Pat, bro, we gotta do the podcast, man. We gotta do for real this time. We gotta do it for real.
Yeah. No, it's definitely needed. I
yes,
like
sir.
this.
And you get a spark of because the reason I love this so much, right? You get a spark of energy from seeing other guys around you doing the same thing. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna watch Caleb and Mari make money and not join in.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
exactly, bro.
But that's the thing, like, and you don't ever have to feel, at least for the videography, like I don't feel like if dude picked up a camera and started making videos, like I don't feel threatened by that. Like I'm happy, I'm supporting. Like if you're thinking that in your little bubble that dude is gonna take like all your clientele, then you're thinking too small. You got to start thinking bigger. Like you got the whole world to reach. He can have his business. You can have your business. Like we all make money.
Yeah, man. There's 7-something billion people on Earth, man. Like,
yeah,
that's a lot of people you can reach. And you can
Thinking
develop
too
a
small.
clientele.
Stop
very
thinking
easy,
small.
man. Hey, man,
Quote
we got
that.
a dub chain going on in the chat,
the
man.
dub chain is
Quote that.
on.
Thank you for
Crazy.
Jalen Lee for starting it up, man.
We are gonna
appreciate
clip
you, man.
this. Shout out to Jalen Lee with the W chains. Got to make him a mod soon. But I am gonna say right now there is technical difficulties going on. We're gonna get this figured out and fixed for tomorrow's show.
Yes,
but
sir.
the podcast is getting ready to crash again. I did not want that to happen twice.
Yeah,
So
hey, man, we appreciate every single one of you guys, man, for being in here, man. This is our biggest podcast so far, bro. Our highest peak was 18? 18,
Yes, sir.
that was our highest peak, man. 78 playbacks, bro. Man, we've been good.
yes,
This podcast really went crazy, man. If you haven't liked it, like it right now, man.
like it up, man.
It's been episode 7 of the Don't Overthinking podcast, starring me, Young in the Head, and
Patrick Haynes with
then
a
our
special guest.
Williams.
And man, we'll catch y'all
He
later,
does
man.
film.
Peace, man.
All right.